Hey everybody, welcome to Member When, where we talk about movies, do dumpster diving, and have deleted chapters from famous novels. I'm here today with noted paleobiologist and Jurassic movie expert, my daughter Ava. Say hi, Ava.
Hi.
So we saw Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Park 5, the movie, the ride. Um, the other day, and we're gonna give you our thoughts about it. Ava, what did you think of the movie?
So I thought the movie was okay. It wasn't the best, and I think that it was really unrealistic at some points, and also I think for like the beginning, middle of the movie, it was a little bit too intense.
Yeah, I agree. I hear a lot of people talking about the movie as being terrible. It wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as Alan. it it definitely wasn't as bad as Jurassic Park 3. But it was not a good movie. It was a weird kind of schizophrenic movie. It was like it was throw things at the wall, the movie. They kind of just came up with every idea that I think they could think of. We've got an active volcano, live dinosaurs running on an island, an evil businessman selling dinosaurs. Um, and spoiler alert: if you have not seen the movie, leave this video, come back to us, after you see the movie. And a cloned girl. It's just everything's just been thrown at the wall. Toxic gas.
I think that when they introduced the bad characters, I think they did it in a bad way. I thought it was just like they kind of just threw it at you, like they didn't like have time to like have you like you introduce them. They just threw it at you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was jarring at the beginning of the movie when, or at least a little bit into the movie, when they go to the island, when Owen Lars or whatever his name is goes to the island, and Bryce Dallas Howard's character, redheaded lady, goes to the island. They go with this group of hunters or whatever that the rich guy hired, and all of a sudden they just turn on them with no setup, no foreshadowing. Just all of a sudden they're completely evil, and it comes out of nowhere, indicated by nothing, with no idea what their plan is. So yeah, it's a very jarring thing. Um, and some of the effects were were strange. I have to say, I expected. I mean, there were some that were very good, but I know you and I were both cracking up when the explosion happens, and it looks like they throw a rag doll made as a dinosaur just into the stairs. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Um, I don't. What I don't like about the movie is when they like when they sell the dinosaurs and everything, and they take them out to the estate. Like, is the president gonna do something about this?
Right.
Like, someone in charge of the world should be doing something about this.
Right. You know what I think is funny too is they also James Cromwell's character, who's a heretofore unmentioned partner of John Hammond. It's basically just a John Hammond stand-in since, unfortunately, Richard Attenborough is dead. But he's talking about John Hammond and everything, about how he wanted these dinosaurs to live in peace. He's altruistic and everything. And I mean, the guy built a theme park with hundreds of lunch boxes that said Jurassic Park on it. The guy was clearly about making money. That was part of the the entire plot of the first movie.
And what I don't like is that girl, the one with the orange hair. That girl, what's her name? Like Gwen or something.
Oh, the main character, Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
Yeah, her.
Uh, I honestly, Claire.
Yeah, I think that's her name, Claire. She was. I don't like her character in this movie. I think that she was a little bit out of character from the first one. I think, like about her whole wanting to see the dinosaur thing. I don't think that's what she wanted in the first one. I think she just wanted it for money.
Yeah, I agree that like she basically has a completely different character in this movie, which wasn't earned by any kind of character arc in the other movie. See, the other problem is this movie took the bold step of not having characters. Like I don't know much about there's really no character or motivation for any of these characters in the movie. This is what needs to happen, so this is what this person's going to do, but there's no emotional connection to it in any way whatsoever.
And what I also didn't like, it was very predictable. Like you knew that stuff wasn't gonna happen. Like, oh, well, they're not gonna die, or like, this is gonna happen next because that just happened.
Right, yeah, I agree. And here's the thing. So if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you're listening to this, but I will explain the plot very briefly, cookie cutter way. So they're on Isla Nublar, which is the island that Jurassic Park, Jurassic World takes place. There's an active volcano, and it's going to kill all the dinosaurs. So Jeff Goldblum stops by for 2 minutes at the beginning of the film to basically say his line from the first movie of, hey, this was a mistake, and this is the universe correcting it, let all these dinosaurs die. Congress agrees that with him that is what should happen, but the rich guy who John Hammond worked with has a young executive assistant who's the main bad guy in the movie, the overarching bad guy, and he decides that they're going to go and rescue as many species as possible. That's what he says. So they go to the island. First half of the movie's on the island with them rescuing the dinosaurs. Then we find out his evil plan is to, like a sex trafficker, take these dinosaurs to a weird Eyes Wide Shut style, tuxedoed party to auction them off to the highest bidder for tens of millions of dollars. In a mansion. I don't understand why you're holding your clandestine dinosaur selling meeting in a mansion in suburban California and not some kind of warehouse or something like that, but that's where they're doing it. So then obviously dinosaurs get out and all hell breaks loose. That's basically the plot of the movie. I'm interested to know, Ava, what your favorite part of the movie was, or what I feel like we saw two different movies. So which one of the movies was your favorite? Because we have the first half, which is a lot like Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 kind of mixed, where we're on the island, the volcano's going off, there are dinosaurs there, they're trying to rescue some, trying not to be killed by other ones. And there's the second half of the movie, which is almost like a horror movie style, but very goofy, with the dinosaurs breaking out in the mansion, dinosaur house, and stalking people. So which one of those did you think you enjoyed more?
I think the second movie. But about the first one with it has Lost World and the third one was together. I was actually gonna talk about that. I think they are mixed together. I think it's trying to make it better. Mm-hmm. Lost World and Jurassic World 3 better. There's a lot of same dinosaurs from Jurassic Park 2, and a lot of the same kind of actions and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd say the second one was better.
Yeah, and that hunter guy is a lot like Pete Postlewaite's character from Jurassic Park 2 as well, the hunter guy. Yeah, I enjoyed the second part too more because the first part is kind of like generic action movie stuff. It's all pretty predictable and everything. The second part is so goofy. It's almost like it's funny. It's an unintentionally funny second half of the movie. There's a ramming dinosaur that just comes along and starts butting people, and people are just flying around like rag dolls. It's one of the funniest things I've seen in a movie in a long time. Just unintentional comedy.
My favorite part was at the end when Blue was like killing the other dinosaur and the slow motion fall. That was my favorite part.
Yes, that was hilarious. It's such a short fall too, for it to be in slow motion. And just I don't know, it was like supposed to be some kind of dramatic moment, I guess. It tonally the movie is a mess tonally. It is all over the place with tone. But yeah, that was hilarious. The other thing I thought was so funny. They have in this movie. There's a new dinosaur called the Endoraptor. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. And it's a blend of a bunch of different dinosaurs. Even though Indominus it's basically Indominus Rex again, but smaller, so that it can fit in a house. But when the bad hunter character comes and tranks it, and it pretends to be tranked out and like collapse and fall asleep, like it's at least established that this dinosaur is the smartest dinosaur that's ever been created. So I guess it makes at least some kind of sense that it understood that those things that it was shooting it with were tranquilizers that would knock it out. So it pretends to fall asleep. But the way the shot is framed when he comes into the cage, because he collects dinosaur teeth for some reason, and he wants one of her teeth for his collection. So when he comes into the cage, the way the shot's framed is it's framed with him in the background and the dinosaur in the foreground, with the dinosaur with its head like kind of lolled over to the side. And the way it's framed, it looks like when the dinosaur opens its eyes, or opens its eye, to indicate to the audience that it's awake. It looks like it looks right at the camera and then gets this little smile on its face. Like it's saying, okay, here it comes. I mean, obviously, it could have just been written in a way where the dinosaur suddenly gets up and starts attacking him without the look right to the camera and wink. But that's not the way they went. I thought that was hilarious. There's a lot of moments of unintentional comedy in this movie.
With the scene after that, the auction guy, the one who's like saying all the auctions and like getting all the bids,
Yeah.
like he ran into the elevator because he saw the Indoraptor eating the guys, and there was like a couple other couples like kind of hiding like where they can't be seen in the elevator, and the guy grabs a lady and pushes her out in the middle of the elevator and starts pushing the buttons, and she screamed. He totally shouldn't have pushed her out there, because he could totally just go up and push her a little bit out of the way so we can get the buttons.
Yeah.
But she screamed, which the Indoraptor heard, and he got over there and he died anyways. Like they all died anyways, but it was so stupid.
Yeah, I agree. It was totally dumb to do that. There were a lot of there's a scene where Chris Pratt's character Owen Star Wars runs away from lava, and lava's there's lava that's about 2 inches away from his face. But I mean, it's just suspension of disbelief's one thing, but I mean, that lava like that burns at such a high temperature that even being within a few feet of it, you're basically going to be overcome and killed. It's just, there was a lot that was very schlocky. One of the things I thought was interesting is, I can't remember the director's name off the top of my head, but he's done some good work in the past. The movie looked good. Aside from a few special effects issues, and that slow motion fall, and the dinosaur looking right at the screen and smiling, but the overall look, the lighting, and the framing, all that stuff, looked really good. The director did a very good job making the movie look. It was very. The shots were very interesting. It wasn't just a standard action movie shots. There were a lot of very interesting shots and good camera work in the movie. It's just all in support and service of one of the worst scripts that's maybe ever made it onto into a movie before, because it's just so bonkers.
What I think is really idiotic is having a little girl a clone. Like, they didn't need to do that, but they did anyways, and it doesn't really fit with the whole, like, thing of the movie. Like,
I agree. It didn't add anything to the movie, really. I understand they want a little girl because they like to have little kids in peril in these movies, but I agree they didn't need to make her a clone. They could have just had her be his granddaughter.
the only thing that she really, like, was used for in the movie was she had a little bit of connection with the dinosaurs for being a clone. I have has enough sympathy to push the button to let all of them leave the building, and
Right.
they all kill Florida or
California, yeah. Yeah, this it's so ridiculous. And here's the thing. They didn't need to make her a clone, and they didn't need to have her push the button. I mean, first of all, if she wasn't a clone, they could have had her push the button anyway by just saying that, this is what her grandpa wanted, was for these dinosaurs to live and not die. Because the grandpa, is killed by the evil business guy at one point in the movie, smothered to death. So that could be like her kind of avenging thing, where she's like, because the grandpa wasn't part of the evil plan. It was the younger guy that was manipulating him. So she could have been like, no, he wanted these creatures to be free, so I let them be free. That would be one motivation, not the stupid like, oh, they're alive like me. We're both clones, so we're going, I'm gonna just let California die. They they didn't need to do that. They could have done it the other way, or they could have had Bryce Dallas Howard's character do it, and give her at least some kind of an arc. I mean, I suppose they try to make it like she does have an arc, because at the beginning of the movie she wants to save the dinosaurs. At the end of the movie, she thinks that they should all go extinct because she just spent 4 hours running away from a bunch of dinosaurs that wanted to kill her.
Um, I think that if they wanted the dinosaurs to be free and quote unquote alive, they should put them on a different island that doesn't have a volcano, maybe, and not have California suffer.
Yeah, exactly. There's, it's so funny too, because there's Isla Nublar, and then there's that Site B from Jurassic Park 2, which is right by Isla Nublar. So why wasn't the plan just take them from that island to the other island where they could live free? I don't understand that either. I'll tell you, I didn't like this movie like very much. Other than the hilarity of the second part of it. But I will say, I don't know, I'll ask you what you think after I say this, but I will say that I'm kind of all in for the next movie. I'm sure they're going to make another movie, and a movie of just dinosaurs running wild all over the world, just killing everybody. I'm kind of in for it, because I think they're going to go full Goofy.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next movie. I think that I had a lot of expectation for this movie because I thought the first one was really good. But now that I've seen it, if you're going to go see it, don't have high expectations. It's not that good.
Yeah. Coming in with low expectations, I think, is the best way to come into this movie. But so that's what we thought. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Thanks for watching. We do these movie reviews periodically whenever there's a big movie that comes out. And as I said before, every Tuesday we have deleted chapters from famous novels, and every Thursday we do dumpster diving, where we talk about sitcom, a TV show from the past that is terrible. So thanks for watching this. We'll see you next time.